Okay, episode 2 of A Twist in the Plot. Um, so I think I left off with Kane leaving at like 5:30 that Sunday morning. Um, I saw him briefly during the week. I went down on maybe Tuesday night, I think, and took him a little bit of medicine. um, and I just kind of observed to see how that he was acting, um, kind of see what was up. And he was really casual at first, but before I left, he hugged me a couple of times, and then I got a quick kiss goodbye. So I didn't really know what to think about that, but that's okay. I mean, we had only had uh, one hangout session. So he said he was off that coming Saturday, and so he could come up Friday night, and he could come up Saturday night. And I was like, okay, cool. So um, he comes up Friday night, and it's pretty much the same as he was uh, the last time. Um, we get baked. We hang out, watch some different shows, listen to some music, talk about songs that we might want to try to work up. And at some point he touched my hand or leg or something, I don't know this time, and well, we had sex again, and it was even better. Like, um, with a little more familiarity, it might very well be earth shattering sometimes. All I know is it felt natural, it felt right. He is very sensual, which is something that the vast majority of men that I've had experience with have absolutely no grasp of sensuality, not even sure that they realize that it exists, some of them. So anyway, um, that's just amazing. It was so good, in fact, that I cried a little bit when it was over, because I was just completely overwhelmed with, I mean, I guess when you've been, you know, dying of thirst for ever since you can remember, it seems, and someone gives you not just water, which would be, really good in itself, but gives you ice cold, crystal clear, the purest water from some mountain stream, and you're, I mean, I've just been like, this can't be happening. I mean, the best I would have possibly hoped for was some kind of good time, maybe just sexual, that happens sometimes. Um, Maybe sexual with a little bit of hangout, maybe just somebody to hang out with. I mean, really, that's really all I expected. And instead, I get not only amazing, fun, pleasurable, joyful, funny, intense hangout time with deep, honest conversation and also music in there, and then on top of all of that, just really good, affectionate, sensual sex. I can't tell you what this has done to my mind. And, I had decided within a couple of days after our initial hangout, that I was kind of angry at him because I was content with the idea of us hanging out, and I was having a really good time, for those like 3 hours he was here before anything else happened that first night. But then once he added that in, my God, of course I wanted more. And then that made me nervous and scared because I wanted it too much. And if I ever want something too much, it means I'm probably going to get a taste of it and then it's gone and I'll never have it again. And so it's like I was awakened to a possibility that I had completely blocked out of my mind as just being completely, utterly impossible. I had no hope left whatsoever for anything remotely approaching companionship that would be more than just some kind of casual companionship. And so I was angry. But I got over it because, if he was coming over again, that's, I'm not going to be angry about that, And I cried a little bit another time Friday night. We had been playing some songs on YouTube that I did or I liked or he was interested in doing, And he put on a Nat King Cole song from the 60s. And I just looked over at him and I was amazed and I was just trying to think how to describe it. It was painful to me because this was just way beyond even saying too good to be true. You don't have something this good and then throw on top of that, I'm complex in my musical tastes, so anyway, he stayed till about 5:30 that morning. Then he had to go home, take care of the cats, all that, we both slept. Then afternoon he had some errands to run, and I think he ended up here at the house about 7:30. We smoked a bowl, hung out a little bit, went to the grocery store to get stuff that we needed, and I actually got some Mike's Hard Lemonades because we're just, gonna have a good time again. And we did again. We both got sleepy in the wee hours, and we're like cuddling on the couch, and I thought he was going to sleep and I might drift off, and instead, well, we get cuddly. One thing leads to another, and we end up having sex, and it was good again. Really good. It was different, so and he stayed until about 5:30 in the morning again. And as he was leaving, he kissed me goodbye so many times, so affectionately. I mean, it was almost more than my heart could take, because I felt cared for. I felt wanted, desired. Oh, and he had said something. I just remembered that night that made my heart skip a beat. We were talking about some friends we had who were in open relationships, and talked about, the occasional do something a little different, whatever. And he looked at me and he said, "How does this work? Am I allowed to do such and such?" And I thought, allowed? And how does this work? It sounded to me like he was intimating that this was a thing, that we're a thing. So, I was pretty much giddy when he left Sunday morning. And I'm going to leave that there, but I will say the last discussion he and I had, he was going to come up again Friday night, although he has to work Saturday morning, so he can't stay very late Friday night, but also come up Saturday night, and then he can stay late. So I will probably be have knots in my stomach all day long tomorrow, because my mind still can't grasp it. So there's a part of it that believes that he won't show, or that I'll get a message that he can't show for whatever reason. Then if that's the case, he'll either say he's still coming up Saturday or whatever. My automatic reaction to all of this is to prepare myself, not assume the worst, but prepare myself for the worst. Kind of a little talk of, okay, so just remember, this may or may not happen. If it doesn't happen, it's not the end of the world. You'll survive. Maybe he'll still come up Saturday. I really wish I could turn my brain off sometimes. Oh, and I'll throw in there quickly too that, as I've discussed before, adrenaline can kick me into a manic phase, and it has. That was a major dose of adrenaline, and ever since I've had a great difficulty in sleeping. I have nervous energy. My appetite has cut in half, and my brain won't stop spinning, and I'm trying my best to remain calm, but it is not easy at all. One more episode after this, and then we'll be caught up until see him again. Good night.